What is up, real estate family? Welcome to my channel. My name is Mr. W, and if you are a broker or if you're an agent and you want to achieve two things, okay, if you want to generate more leads and close more deals, then this video is definitely for you. Okay, so listen up, right? So I'm going to show you how you can get more seller leads, and essentially what this video is going to do is going to show you an example of an ad template and an actual ad that we did for our client, and you can basically just copy that ad and use it as a template for one of your future ad campaigns, as well as showing you an example of the landing page that we did for that specific client that generated them over 100 leads in the space of a month at around, I'd say around $3 per lead. Okay, so these are strictly seller leads, and I'm actually going to be showing you how we actually did it. Now I did actually create a video on how to generate more seller leads, but that was really just more from the basis of my perspective and what we've seen, what works. Okay, so if you want to check that out, I'm going to pop it up at the top. I think it's the top right, either there or there, not 100% sure. So you can check that video out as well. I do also list a few organic strategies on how you can actually generate more leads, but this one here is pertaining strictly to Facebook advertising. And if this is something that you want to you're curious about and you want to see how it specifically works, then take a look and listen up. All right, so firstly, I want us to go over the anatomy of the seller lead ad. Okay, so I always say that advertising and marketing is all a science. Okay, all you just have to do is find the right formulas, and once you find the right formulas, right, you form your own DNA, right, your own advertising DNA, right, and that specific DNA will work across any social media platform, right? So what is the specific DNA? What are the specific formulas? Okay, so let's take a look at the specific ad, right? So as you can see here, our DNA, what I normally always say, right, one of the best formulas for this is you want to ensure that you call out your audience. Okay, because if you're not going to call out your audience, then how are you going to capture their attention? So first things first, by calling out your audience, it's strictly automatic. So it's, for example, if maybe you are in the pharmaceutical industry and you're in the B2B space and you want to speak to doctors, the first thing that you want to do when you're creating an ad is you want to say, hey, neurosurgeons, or hey, pediatricians, right? So that if they're a pediatrician, they're automatically going to be engaged because it's speaking to them. So again, you want to ensure that you are speaking to your audience within the first line, and that's what we did. And then you want to ask them a question, right? Because you want to spark curiosity. Us as humans, we're naturally curious, right? And at the end of the day, if you can engage someone by curiosity, okay, through curiosity, you have a higher propensity of actually getting them to be engaged and just looking at what you have to offer, okay? Because if you're not going to engage them, then you've lost them, right? You might actually get their attention for 2 seconds, but then it's gone. So we don't want that. We want to ensure that we keep on getting their attention and we keep them engaged so that they can see what we have to offer. Okay, so then again, what we're offering here is we're offering value. And this is what I see time and time again when it comes to brokers and agents, is that they're not providing value. All they're doing is, hey, get a free valuation of my home. Hey, get this free valuation. Okay, and at the end of the day, that is played out, and the reason why, because everyone has saturated that specific offer. Maybe it used to work back in the day, but it doesn't work anymore right now. So you want to ensure that you want to create a lead magnet, right, that your prospects can consume. Why? Because this is essentially what's going to help them understand, right? You're going to provide information, you're going to provide value, okay? And this is going to help you tremendously. Why? Because again, you are an expert in your field, right? You are a trusted advisor, but they don't know that, okay? You're just someone who just sparked their curiosity. They don't know anything about you. So the fact that you're going to provide information, you are essentially going to let the law of consumption take place. So for those who don't know the law of consumption, I actually created a video about this, but the law of consumption is basically a rule on how to actually get your prospect to like and trust you so that they can start working with you. So essentially, if you provide content, right, that your prospects can consume for over an hour, okay, that is basically the right window time and the right window period for them to go from not trusting you to trusting you. Okay, so typically takes around 60 minutes for a prospect to go from not trusting you, not knowing who you are, to trusting you, liking you, and knowing who you are. And I speak about this in my video one of my YouTube videos, and I also speak about how you can do this through ebooks, you can do this through free reports, you can do this through videos like this on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. What you want to do is that you want to aggregate all of your content and ensure that you're providing as much value as possible so that they can then essentially know, like, and trust you so that they can eventually start doing business with you. Okay, so going back to this ad, we say, I have compiled a free report. Are the 7 simple hacks I tell my clients to raise the value of their home before selling? Get my tips here. Notice how we're not selling them at all. We're just providing value. Okay, and that's essentially what you want to do. Okay, because you're an expert. You don't necessarily need them, right? But that's just the perspective that we're providing to them. Because understand that most of your prospects, right, that don't know anything about you, they're skeptical, right? Especially if it's coming online as an ad. Understand that they are going to be skeptical, and they will be skeptical. So if you're providing free value, you're basically knocking down, right, those barriers, those walls of, skepticism, right? You're essentially getting them to trust you by providing value first. Okay. And again, this content, the nice thing about creating free reports through PDF files and ebooks, etc., is that it's shareable, right? It's easy to understand, and again, it positions you as a thought leader and a trusted advisor, right? Because if they get this information from you, right, and they like that information and they're super curious, you want to ensure that you're always consistently providing them information. Now, we obviously have another strategy. Maybe I'll do another presentation video of showing you how to exactly take your prospects from not knowing you to knowing you, liking you, and trusting you through a series of sequence emails. Okay, so once they opt in through something like this, then you send them around 3 to 4 emails. It could be in video format or even just text. Okay, so what you just want to do, the whole anatomy behind the seller lead ad is just ensuring that you provide as much value as possible so that they see you as a thought leader. Okay, so now you guys must be wondering, okay, so where do these links take you? Okay, so it's going to take your prospect to the landing page. Right now, this is what the landing page looks like. Okay, just move my face over here. All right, so as you can tell, let me just go back here quickly. So once they actually click on this link, okay, it's going to refer them to the landing page. And this is essentially how the landing page is going to look from the mobile phone and your desktop laptop, as well as it also shows on through the tablet. Okay, so the nice thing about a landing page is that this is essentially going to, one, track their behavior on your actual landing page. So we have a specific set of code, or Facebook has a specific set of code called the Pixel. And what the Pixel does is that it tracks your prospect's behavior online. Okay, so maybe they came onto your landing page, but they didn't actually click on the call to action, right? Get the tips, right? Or maybe they clicked on get the tips and they actually opted in, they gave you the details, but then they didn't follow up. The whole purpose here is that you can now actually capture all of this information and retarget those who didn't take action. Okay, so for example, has it ever occurred to you, maybe you went onto Amazon and you looked at a couple of things, maybe you add to cart, but then you didn't actually purchase it, you just left it. And I'm sure you've noticed after a few days, probably even the same day, every single time you probably go onto the internet, you always see that specific product that you looked at but didn't purchase. And guess what it says? Hey, you didn't purchase. Why don't you purchase now? That's the whole purpose of remarketing, and that's why it works specifically so well, because this is essentially going to help you close more deals, or let me rather say get more conversions. Okay, because at the end of the day, we're always trying to ensure that we're getting more conversions. If we don't get the right conversions, or if we don't get enough conversions, then it will probably hinder your budget. But again, this is really just working on getting leads, and we're looking at a more long-term game, right? So what you want to also focus on is that you want to ensure that you have a congruent theme from the actual ad. Okay, so if you take a look over here, right, you've got the actual ad over here, and take a look, we've got the image, okay, and also look at the color scheme. Now when we go into the actual landing page, it's the same thing, right? Same color scheme and the same image of the house. That is very important, and the reason why that's important is because you want to ensure that there is congruency. You want to ensure that this is essentially what they looked at, so it doesn't really set them off, or it doesn't break any patterns, right? Understand that when you are actually creating online ads, you want to ensure that there's less skepticism, at least, right, at the minimum. Because if people are skeptical, then the minute there's just a little bit of incongruencies, that's obviously going to cause them to doubt you, right? That's obviously going to cause them to be a bit skeptical, and they might not even give you the information. So you want to ensure that there's always congruency, just to make sure that you get high conversions, okay? And then again, you just want to ensure that you have a clear call to action. I see this time and time again where most of them do not even have a call to action button. All right, so call to action is basically this, right? Get the tips, where they click on it, they fill in the form, boom, done. Okay, that is essentially what you want to do. And again, it can be congruent with your actual color scheme of the ad or not. I mean, you can make the buttons yellow, green, whatever color that will pop out to get them to click, because that's the whole purpose of the landing page. We want them to click onto the button where they can provide us the information. But also, it doesn't hurt if they don't click, but the fact that they actually went to the landing page, because then the pixel will then track that information and then we're good to go. All right, so just to give you guys a quick overview, you want to ensure that you create a seller ad, right? And the goal here is just to spark curiosity and get clicks. That's the whole purpose of creating this ad. We're not selling anyone. We're not focused on, making money immediately. We're focusing on the long term. Remember, the money is in the back end, right? And that is the whole goal behind this, okay? So the whole goal here is to spark curiosity, get more clicks through the seller ad. And then once we get onto the landing page, the goal then is to convert those clicks into leads by getting the prospects to opt in. That is the whole purpose, right? We only have one goal in mind, right, when it comes to the landing page, and the same applies to the seller ad. Seller ad is to get them to get them to click to get onto the landing page, right? And then the landing page, the goal here is to convert those clicks into leads by the prospects opting in, by the prospects giving us the information. And then the main goal here would be to building and growing your database. Now, for anyone who's been watching my videos, you understand that I'm a huge advocate for building a database, because that's essentially going to help you in the long term. Okay, if you're aspiring to be a top performer, if you're aspiring to be a top real estate agent, or just closing more deals than you did last year, it's all going to be dependent on your database and how you're nurturing those emails or those leads. Okay, so the whole point here is that you are going to be growing and building your database, so that if you have maybe about 100 seller leads in your database, you want to ensure that you're at least getting around 1,000 to 10,000. Because if you have 10,000 seller leads and you're nurturing them each and every single month, you best believe that you are going to be able to start getting more and more and more of those seller leads to start working with you, and then you start closing more deals and making a lot of money. But guys, it's definitely been a pleasure. If you have not done it already, please click on the subscribe button. If you found massive value in this video, click on the like button as well. It would really help, because my videos will then be able to pop up on other agents and other brokers who might need their help when it comes to getting more seller leads, or just generating and closing leads in general. But guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you on the next one.